I be hearing people say they damn face look crooked. I need there you go. Yeah, that's it. But anyway, I don't like uh I heard somebody say, well, they didn't say that. Didn't nobody say that, but I was thinking about something. And they say, this could have been over if somebody wasn't chasing lust. Okay? Well, they were chasing lust, but, and they admitted, you know, they were like, I was chasing lust. But you wasn't chasing lust, you was chasing the devil. You was chasing the devil. And we don't realize it's like to have faith, you gotta get over this hill. Getting over this hill is really about having faith. It ain't about, in our mind, let's say we're getting off of drugs or something, you thinking about getting over this hill of getting your energy back, your motivation. That ain't it. That ain't it. That ain't it. It's having faith and actually, you gotta look at what made you descend in the first place. What made you descend in the first place? That's what you gotta look at. What made you fall off in the first place? What made you do what you did in the first place? And really, when you really look at it, it wasn't nothing. A lot of times it ain't trauma. It's the fact that we don't want to embrace change. We don't want to embrace maturity. We don't want to embrace the simple thing. And we want to continue to stay out there and do what everybody else is doing. And sometimes that's chasing sex. Sometimes that's chasing materialistic things. It's always something worldly. Well, I was studying something. That's why I got on here. I was studying something with some people a long time ago, and they were like, we was all having cracking jokes about the American dream, the white picket fence, and the 40 acre mule house was a joke. And we were like, it really ain't a joke. Some people were like, it really ain't a joke. It could be done. You just gotta, you know, some people were like, you just gotta move the right way, which is true. But then a teacher stepped up and said, no, it's actually true, but it ain't no American dream. Just like, of course, we being joking in this matter, so you gotta take it how you gotta take it. Well, I ain't gonna say it that way then. So I'm saying don't say it that way. But it's like, that title was stolen from something, the American dream. The title was stolen from something actually authentic. And they were like, the teacher was like, it's actually, if you do your purpose and do what God put you here to do, God will give you this life that seemed unimaginable for anyone to have on earth. It's like paradise on earth before paradise got here. I don't know what they trying to tell me. Before paradise got here, they gonna bruise my arm, squeeze my arm. I don't know what they trying to say. Don't say that. But this feel different. It's something else. But anyway, it's like, it's true. I was just saying, like, we train to go to school, get our money, and do this, and we'll get this house, we'll get this wife or this husband, this family and stuff like that. But where did that idea come from? That's what we gotta ask ourselves. Where did the American dream come from? Obviously, that idea where we gotta go to school, do this, do this, do this, do that, get to the American dream. That idea came from the American dream. Where did the American dream come from? That idea came from if you do your purpose with God, and obviously that's just common sense. Because if you get in your purpose with God, things gonna fall into line. Things gonna just fall in line. Like you gonna just so happen to bump into your lover. You gonna just so happen to bump into this wealthiness, this richness. You just gonna it's just gonna come to you like you on your path. That's what being on your path mean. That's what being on your timeline, your proper path mean. It ain't like me. My timeline is off, so don't count me. But it's like when you on your path, things just fall into place. So, and it puzzled me because I get it now more now than I got it when he was saying it. And he was like, getting in your purpose with God is free of charge. But the hard part of getting in your purpose with God is accepting oneself. Accepting your lover might not be like everybody else's lover. You know, accepting yourself. You ain't gonna be able to be like everybody else. Loving oneself, loving what God give you. Actually loving yourself and actually loving what God do for you. So that alone is gonna be a huge growth. That's gonna be a huge growth within. That's that part. That's that shepherd patience. That's that part none of us like to do. Nobody want to do. And this is the part where we all crash at and give up at. And then that's when you got, okay, well, go to school, go get a job, get that, get this. You want it so bad. All right, you want the American dream. Go do this, do this, do this. You gotta do that anyway, maybe. I don't know. I ain't saying don't do that because it's hard to find. You gotta get in your purpose. So you gotta ask yourself, what would be harder to do, get in your purpose or go get to school? And that's basically what that's saying. Go to school. You know, it's hard to get in your purpose. It's hard to get in your purpose. It ain't hard, and it shouldn't be hard, but life make it hard. Like, the attachments that we got in life make it hard. I ain't got no attachments, so it was easy for me to walk in my purpose. I ain't never had nobody, and I ain't never had nobody to treat me genuinely or love me. So it was easy for me. And I hate to say that because I love God wholeheartedly. And I know it sounds, I don't know, I forget the word for it. But rather I had somebody, not I love God anyway. But because of the life I had, it forced me to focus on God more. What I'm trying to say. But I ain't had nobody. I ain't never had nobody. I ain't never had nothing on nobody. Like, I always had to work and get everything. So, where am I going here? So when that dude was saying that, he right. It's right. But when I got in my purpose, I could see everything down the line. I mean, I gotta go through this stuff first, though. I can see everything, though. Like, I can see even the line up lovers. Like, if that lover don't work out, this lover finna come up. That lover don't work out, that lover finna come up. That lover finna come up. I can see a line up. Because it ain't the people, it's energy. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's the lover that I'm looking at now, which is really the energy that I'm looking at. All them vessels behind that lover belong to the energy in that first lover. You see what I'm saying? So that's the beautifulness about being on God's path. You see everything clearly now. Like, the energy that's in that lover, like, let's say that, because your vessel can get in the way of your higher self. Because this vessel done been used a lot, not just by you. This vessel got memories in it. Like, I call it residue. And the vessel can get in the way. The vessel, manual mode, home mode, or whatever they call it when you the computer before you put the program in it. That's the vessel mode. That mode in that vessel is, okay, go to school, get a job, party, whatever. Anything of the flesh, that's like a manual mode. You know what I'm saying? So you just gotta I look at like computing programs, and it's just a lot better for me that way. And when you look at it like that, um, let me say, when you look at it like that, it's better to look at it like that. Let me say. So like it's like this love. So if that love of flesh get in the way too much, they'll just detach us. Cause it's one cord. When they say that using the knife in the spiritual hurts, it's painful. But I feel like they actually didn't have to use a knife except for on men that flame. So when they weaving me with the rest of these females, they don't. It's like one more cord. It's almost like an umbilical cord. They're not putting that cord in. So it's easier to unravel these people. It literally had to take 5 years, 5 to 10 years to take us apart. But with the new lovers, which really are not new lovers, the hook with them, it ain't gonna be that easy, hard. It ain't gonna be that difficult or time consuming. But they're not gonna hook up that last cable basically. But this is just a crash course, y'all. I don't know. I'm just watching it as I go. You get this is the for being in the dark night of the soul. For me, the dark night of the soul, purgatory, and being unalive is all in one. Because you got to deal with the spiritual courts and all that. This is just gifts that come with being in them situations. Because it's like no matter who you are to get in these situations, if you sit down, most people get corrupt in these situations, suicidal and homicidal. If you don't do that, you're going to be able to see spirit. Like it's like your physical eye shut down and your spirit, you just looking through your third eye. That's it. You don't see nothing. Everything you see through your third eye, and it's because of what's going on. So this can happen to anybody, and that's why if you go look it up, you can look it up online. You can look it up on YouTube. Everybody who been through this turns into what I'm going through, and what I'm turning into. Like the women that I know, the two women that I know that went through it for a whole 10 years, and their eyes look a lot deeper than my eyes. You know what I'm saying? For a whole 10 years. That's all. Because I was going crazy. And I used all the might I had to reach out to people to try to find somebody to tell me what was going on. And I finally came across this girl on YouTube, and she said, "Sound like you're in a dark night of the soul." And that takes a while. You might as well get used to it. That's what she said. You might as well get used to it. But anyway, I learned. And this, I was like, darn, all this time I was chasing all this stuff. All I had to do was do what God wanted me to do, which was free of charge. And God would have gave me all the rest of that stuff. And then not only would God would have gave me all the rest of that stuff, I would have been happy. Like you see rich and wealthy people that still ain't happy, I would have been happy with or without that stuff. So of course I would have been happy after God giving me all that. So it's like, man, the whole time I didn't even have to participate in these street stuff. I didn't have to participate in this stuff. I didn't have to participate. And a lot of times we participate in this stuff to prove ourselves to who? They ain't never programmed. It ain't nobody prove nothing to but God. And then I realized all that detour that I used to prove myself to people, I had to go right back down that same road and do what God wanted me to do down that road. And just to get back here where I'm at now, spiritually. So it's like, so back to what I was saying about the young lady who said I was chasing you were chasing the devil, you finally got it. And it wasn't that you were chasing the devil was running from you actually. And God, and that's what God's intentions was, because God was trying to tell you as you was chasing it, it wasn't for you. And you were supposed to give up on chasing it. You were supposed to find yourself while you was chasing it. And then you were supposed to embrace what God gave you. And by embracing what God gave you, you're going to see a whole new world for you. Now you out there chasing something that you might not ever get to experience. Now you out there doing something that you might not get another chance to. I mean that now you just turned down something that you might not get another chance to get, because when you one thing I know about God's gift, it's a whole nother world that you can't see behind it. That's what the faith bridge is. You see this person or you see this gift, you can't see past this person though, because you're still of the world. In order to see past this person, you're gonna have to use faith. When you get with this person, you're gonna realize, man, it was better than I thought. I should have been did this. That's when God gonna judge. That's God judging your heart right there. Okay, you showing appreciation for the gift God gave you. Now let me show you what I really got for you. Because these were just tests right here to get to this gift. And not only to get to this gift, to say, I love this gift, thank God for this gift wholeheartedly. Boom, God gonna show you what was really behind the real gift. That's the way it works, y'all. So when you really see where your hardship at, it ain't in quitting drugs, it ain't getting through the withdrawal, that ain't even, you shouldn't have been going through that anyway. Same thing with sex, you shouldn't have been going through that anyway. Your test is really understanding faith, the faith journey, understanding the God journey, understanding trials and tribulations, understanding your purpose for God, realizing what you are actually built on earth to do, what you really actually come to earth to do. And once you realize the importance of that, then you can say, I'm on my way to God now, rightfully so. You know what I'm saying? And righteously so. That's the way that works. And when you get on this path, you no longer gonna say, what am I here for? You no longer gonna have these questions no more. Where is God at? How can I hear God? What can I hear God? What would God be at? You no longer gonna have none of these questions. None of these questions. None of these questions. So it's like, like I said, in my case though, don't even worry about it. I'm in my purpose. Once you get in your purpose, nobody. One thing, right before I walked in my purpose, the last thing an angel told me was that hopefully your flame will accept you before you walk through this door. But if she don't, it's probably gonna be a rough journey, and you probably gonna be alone for a long time. And that's what happened. Because she didn't accept me. She didn't want me. They was already in all this stuff. She thought she was behind it. She thought she was too sick and ill to be fixed. So she basically told God, you God, but I don't believe in you like that. I'm gonna go back to what I know better, and what made me feel comfortable, and what made me feel human, and what made me feel alive. And she basically told me, your family, yeah, we all torture you, but we bind it to do this or something. She told me in a few words. She didn't give me enough information to tell everybody all the stuff, but she told me enough to let me know, don't trust my family, not right now. So basically that's what she did, and I appreciate her for that. Even though she probably the main thing got it going on, but she can't lie to me, so I'm not talking to her, I'm talking to her higher self. And it's basically like her higher self saying, no. Her higher self actually told me, I don't like that meat suit. Because her higher self got another meat suit, a more upgraded. This is an old program I'm dealing with. And the love that she got to me is just residue from the previous energy that was in that suit, which is not even in this lifetime. You see what I'm saying? So I knew better to even deal with it. But she did tell me, just don't trust nobody. And she was like, it won't be long, but it's gonna be long. She was like, it ain't gonna be long. It's like God wrapping it up, but it's gonna be long. And I appreciate that right there alone, you know. So straight. She just say, don't trust nobody, man. That's it. She like, don't trust no lovers, your friends, your family, nobody. I even waved at somebody when I was taking her home. And she she said, "You trust that person?" It's somebody I ain't even dealt with in a long time since my studio days, and I don't even know. She was like, "Are you gonna wave at him?" She was like, "You gonna wave at him?" Not knowing what he do to you two behind your back, and I was shocked. I was like, I barely even know this guy when I did know this guy, you know. And for him to be she basically told me everybody around me participated in doing what they did to me, women and men. Peace and love out there.